A lot of you guys requested it, so let us decode the first song of J. Cole's new album, The Fall Off. So I think here he made one of the coldest moves he ever could have, because if you guys have been following J. Cole for a really long time, he opens up the 29 intro with the song Carolina on My Mind by the artist James Vernon Taylor. Now, James Vernon Taylor actually has a special place in my heart because during one of my first spiritual awakenings, I listened to the song Carolina on My Mind. So the first step of this decode is he's already using ancestral mirroring. James Taylor's from Carolina. He has a song about it. J. Cole, though was born in Germany, did grow up in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And like I said, Carolina on My Mind is the 16th track. When an artist does something like this, it's almost signaling like a closure. Now, we don't know who writes the Wikipedia pages, but it does say that The Fall Off is the 7th and final studio album by American rapper J. Cole. Now, the number 29 is pretty significant as well because this is usually the number associated with the Saturn return, which again signals a closure, a reckoning, and specifically a legacy as Saturn rules capital and time. Now, here's where I got really detailed. James Taylor and John Lennon were both connected through Apple Records. Shortly before Lennon's death, it is said that they had crossed paths before. There are also additional reports that say that John Lennon's killer confronted James Taylor the day before John Lennon was shot, which grabbed my attention because the song ends with gunshots. I also keep in mind that J. Cole is an artist, so his storytelling comes through the little quips that you hear within the song, as well as the ad-libs in the storytelling. I do study birthday ciphers as well. J. Cole's birthday cipher is January 28th. That can be read as 128. John Lennon was unalived December 8th, also 128. So Lennon becomes the archetype of an artist silenced by a gun. Numbers serve as portals and entryways, so when an artist uses numbers to mirror certain energies or events, it's kind of like redirecting a timeline. Now, J. Cole is always letting you guys know about his roots in North Carolina. North Carolina is named for King Charles II, and this matters because of the name. Charles is associated with rulership and order. Carolina is a land shaped by a royal naming authority. King Charles II of England, Scotland, and Ireland died at the age of 54 on February 6th, today's date that The Fall Off was released. So this is another numeric echo, and in my opinion, again, this is Cole once again signaling himself as a sovereign voice, but on his own terms. I don't think the gun was signaling anything bad coming. It's the sound of a gate closing, the ending of an era. And even if you add together 2 and 9, that's 11, and the number 11 is always significant of twin towers or twin energies. I also do find it interesting that he released the album today because it is also the birthday of reggae artist Bob Marley, who Cole has referenced many times throughout his work. And on December 3rd, Bob Marley also had an attempt on his own life to which he survived. Again, a signal of someone closing a chapter to not go out of the game as a martyr, but as a sovereign. Now for some final notes connecting James Taylor. I looked into his life a little bit and found one key story that was pretty interesting that does connect back to J. Cole once again. James Taylor's father, Isaac M. Taylor, was an American physician who served as the dean of the medical school at the University of North Carolina, and he was a part of Operation Deep Freeze, which was a code name for a series of United States missions to Antarctica, beginning with Operation Deep Freeze 1 in 1955 and 56, followed by Operation Deep Freeze 2, and so on and so forth. Now, you may think nothing of it. What the heck does J. Cole rapping have to do with Isaac Taylor, James Taylor, and deep freezes? Just one day before his birthday last week, J. Cole released Birthday Blizzard 26, which was a mixtape hosted by DJ Clue. And it wasn't just the name Birthday Blizzard. Now, Operation Deep Freeze was not just about Antarctica. It was also during the Cold War era and focusing on ice containment, endurance, and most importantly, survival. This made me think about how artists preserve their legacy. Now, you might want to go back and watch my video I did on Drake and Spirit's Birthday, one of his new artists that he has. But back in the day before all this TikTok stuff, people and rappers were uploading their music to that Piff, SoundCloud. And that was separate before they signed into contracts. And I believe that Blizzard Birthday was kind of a signal to preserve legacy, which is still Cold War containment logic, which takes me back to my favorite album, Cole World, The Sideline Story. Now, obviously, it's a play on his name, Cole, but Cole World reminds me of Cold World. So during a huge ice storm in the United States, he releases a mixtape separate from his label. By the way, he gave it to everybody for $1. And I know y'all remember Dollar in a Dream, but this seems like a very strategic move to solidify Cole's legacy in and outside of the entertainment industry. TikTok, this video is for entertainment purposes only. Hope you guys enjoy it.